Bear Kingdom Unveiled. Exploring all 8 species and 12 hidden subspecies. Hello and welcome to my channel, where I explore the amazing diversity of life on Earth. In this video, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite animal groups, bears. Bears are large, furry mammals that belong to the family Ursidae. They are found on 4 continents: South America, North America, Europe and Asia. There are 8 species of bears, each with their own unique characteristics and adaptations. But did you know that there are also many subspecies of bears, some of which are very rare and have distinct features? In this video, I'm going to introduce you to all 8 species of bear and 12 subspecies you haven't heard of. Let's get started. Let's kick things off with an overview of the 8 main bear species. From the massive giant panda to the elusive sun bear, these creatures inhabit various ecosystems around the globe. Giant panda. The first species of bear is the giant panda, or Ailuropoda melanaluca. This is the most distant species from all other bears, and it is easily recognized by its black and white coat, round face and stocky build. Giant pandas live in the mountainous bamboo forests of central China, where they feed almost exclusively on bamboo. They can eat up to 84 pounds of bamboo per day, which is a poor nutritional source but easily accessible. Giant pandas are solitary and territorial, marking their scent on trees to communicate with other pandas. They are also very vulnerable to habitat loss, poaching and climate change, and are currently listed as endangered by the IUCN. There are only about 1,800 giant pandas left in the wild, and they are protected and revered in China. Spectacled bear. The second species of bear is the spectacled bear, or Tremarctos ornatus. This is the only bear species that lives in South America, and it is also known as the Andean bear because it inhabits the Andes mountain range. The spectacled bear has a black or dark brown coat, with distinctive white or beige markings around its eyes, nose and chest, giving it the appearance of wearing glasses. The spectacled bear is mainly vegetarian, feeding on fruits, leaves, roots and cacti. It is also an excellent climber, and can build nests in the trees to rest or escape from predators. The spectacled bear is solitary and shy, avoiding contact with humans. However, it is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict, and is listed as vulnerable by the IUCN. There are only about 18,000 spectacled bears left in the wild, and they are protected by law in most of their range countries. Sloth bear. The third species of bear is the sloth bear, or Melarcis ursinus. This is a bear species that lives in the Indian subcontinent, mainly in India, Sri Lanka, Nepal and Bangladesh. The sloth bear has a shaggy black coat, with a white or yellowish chest patch that sometimes resembles the letter Y or V. It also has long, curved claws, a long snout and a movable lower lip, which it uses to suck up termites and ants from their nests. The sloth bear is mostly nocturnal and omnivorous, feeding on insects, fruits, honey, eggs and carrion. It is also known to raid crops and livestock, causing conflict with humans. The sloth bear is solitary and territorial, marking its scent on trees and rocks. It is also very aggressive and unpredictable, and can inflict serious injuries on humans if provoked. The sloth bear is threatened by habitat loss, poaching and human-wildlife conflict, and is listed as vulnerable by the IUCN. There are only about 20,000 sloth bears left in the wild, and they are protected by law in most of their range countries. Sun bear. The fourth species of bear is the sun bear, or Helarctos malayanus. This is the smallest and least known bear species, and it lives in the tropical forests of Southeast Asia, mainly in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Myanmar and Vietnam. The sun bear has a short, sleek black coat, with a distinctive orange or yellowish patch on its chest, which is said to resemble the rising or setting sun. It also has a long tongue, which it uses to lick up honey and insects from tree holes. The sun bear is mainly arboreal and omnivorous, feeding on fruits, nuts, honey, insects, birds and small mammals. It is also an excellent climber, and can use its sharp claws to tear open tree trunks and logs. The sun bear is solitary and elusive, avoiding contact with humans. However, it is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and illegal wildlife trade, and is listed as vulnerable by the IUCN. There are only about 10,000 sun bears left in the wild, and they are protected by law in most of their range countries. Asiatic black bear. The fifth species of bear is the Asiatic black bear, or Ursus tibetanus. This is also known as the moon bear, because of the white or yellowish crescent-shaped patch on its chest. The Asiatic black bear lives in the forests and mountains of Eastern Asia, from Afghanistan and Iran to Japan and China. The Asiatic black bear has a long, thick black coat, with long fur around its neck and shoulders, giving it a mane-like appearance. It also has large, rounded ears, which are proportionally bigger than those of other bears. The Asiatic black bear is mainly nocturnal and omnivorous, feeding on fruits, nuts, honey, insects, rodents and carrion. It is also an excellent climber, and can hibernate in tree holes or caves during the winter. The Asiatic black bear is solitary and territorial, marking its scent on trees and rocks. It is also very aggressive and unpredictable, and can attack humans if threatened or provoked. The Asiatic black bear is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and illegal wildlife trade, and is listed as vulnerable by the IUCN. There are only about 50,000 Asiatic black bears left in the wild, and they are protected by law in most of their range countries. American black bear. The sixth species of bear is the American black bear, or Ursus americanus. This is the most common and widespread bear species in the world, and it lives in a variety of habitats across North America, from Canada and Alaska to Mexico and Florida. The American black bear has a short, dense black coat, with a brown muzzle and sometimes a white patch on its chest. It also has small, rounded ears, a short tail and a straight facial profile. The American black bear is mainly nocturnal and omnivorous, feeding on fruits, nuts, honey, insects, fish and small mammals. It is also an excellent climber, and can hibernate in tree holes or dens during the winter. The American black bear is solitary and adaptable, adjusting its behavior and diet to different environments and seasons. It is also generally shy and timid, avoiding contact with humans. However, it can become habituated to human food and garbage, causing conflict with humans. The American black bear is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict, but is not listed as endangered by the IUCN. There are about 600,000 American black bears left in the wild, and they are protected by law in most of their range countries. Brown bear. The seventh species of bear is the brown bear, or Ursus arctos. This is the most widely distributed and diverse bear species in the world, and it lives in a variety of habitats across Europe, Asia and North America. The brown bear has a thick, shaggy brown coat, which can vary in color from blonde to black. It also has a large, muscular hump on its shoulders, a long snout and a concave facial profile. The brown bear is mainly nocturnal and omnivorous, feeding on plants, nuts, berries, honey, insects, fish and large mammals. It is also an excellent digger, and can hibernate in dens during the winter. The brown bear is solitary and territorial, marking its scent on trees and rocks. It is also very powerful and intelligent, and can defend itself from predators and competitors. The brown bear is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict, but is not listed as endangered by the IUCN. There are about 200,000 brown bears left in the wild, and they are protected by law in most of their range countries. Polar bear. The eighth and final species of bear is the polar bear, or Ursus maritimus. This is the most specialized and adapted bear species, and it lives in the Arctic regions of North America, Europe and Asia. The polar bear has a thick, white coat, which blends in with the snow and ice. It also has a large, elongated head, a short tail and small ears, which reduce heat loss. The polar bear is mainly diurnal and carnivorous, feeding on seals, fish and sometimes walruses. It is also an excellent swimmer, and can travel long distances across the sea ice. The polar bear is solitary and nomadic, following the seasonal movements of its prey. It is also very powerful and intelligent, and can hunt and survive in the harsh conditions of the Arctic. The polar bear is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and climate change, and is listed as vulnerable by the IUCN. There are only about 25,000 polar bears left in the wild, and they are protected by law in most of their range countries. Now that we've covered the main species, let's delve into the lesser-known world of bear subspecies. These variations add an extra layer of intrigue to the bear family. Kinling panda. The kinling panda, or Ailuropoda melanaluca kinlingensis, is a subspecies of the giant panda that was only recognized in 2005. It is named after the Kinling mountain range where it lives, and it is extremely rare, with only 100 to 300 individuals remaining. The Kinling panda has a different appearance from the giant panda, with a more brownish coat, a smaller skull and a shorter snout. It also has a different genetic makeup, with more than 40 mutations that distinguish it from the giant panda. The Kinling panda faces the same threats as the giant panda, and is in urgent need of conservation. Cinnamon bear. The cinnamon bear, or Ursus americanus cinnamomum, is a subspecies of the American black bear that has a reddish-brown coat, hence its name. It is found in the western United States and Canada, mainly in the Rocky Mountains and the Cascade Range. The cinnamon bear is similar to the American black bear in size, behavior and diet, but it is more aggressive and territorial, especially during the mating season. The cinnamon bear is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict, but is not listed as endangered by the IUCN. There are about 100,000 cinnamon bears left in the wild, and they are protected by law in most of their range countries. Kermode bear. The Kermode bear, or Ursus americanus kermode, is another subspecies of the American black bear that has a white or cream-colored coat, giving it the nickname of the spirit bear. It is found only in the coastal rainforests of British Columbia, Canada, where it is the official provincial mammal. The Kermode bear has a genetic mutation that causes its fur to lack pigment, but it is not an albino, as it still has dark eyes and nose. The Kermode bear is similar to the American black bear in size, behavior and diet, but it has a higher success rate in catching salmon, possibly because its white coat camouflages it better in the water. The Kermode bear is revered by the indigenous people of the region, who consider it a sacred animal. The Kermode bear is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human wildlife. Grizzly bear. The grizzly bear, or Ursus arctos horribilis, is a subspecies of the brown bear that lives in the western and northern parts of North America, mainly in Canada and Alaska. The grizzly bear has a lighter colored coat, with silver or golden tips, giving it a grizzled appearance. It also has longer claws, which it uses to dig up roots and tubers. The grizzly bear is similar to the brown bear in size, behavior and diet, but it is more aggressive and dominant, especially during the salmon run, when it feeds on large quantities of fish. The grizzly bear is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict, and is listed as threatened by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. There are about 55,000 grizzly bears left in the wild, and they are protected by law in most of their range countries. Kodiak bear. The Kodiak bear, or Ursus arctos middendorfi, is another subspecies of the brown bear that lives only on the Kodiak archipelago in Alaska. The Kodiak bear is the largest and heaviest of all bears, and can weigh up to 1,500 pounds and stand up to 10 feet tall. The Kodiak bear has a dark brown coat, with a lighter colored muzzle and sometimes a white patch on its chest. The Kodiak bear is similar to the brown bear in behavior and diet, but it has a higher metabolism and a larger appetite, due to the abundance of food on the islands. The Kodiak bear is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict, but is not listed as endangered by the IUCN. There are about 3,500 Kodiak bears left in the wild, and they are protected by law in their range country. Atlas bear. The Atlas bear, or Ursus arctos crowtheri, was a subspecies of the brown bear that lived in North Africa. It became extinct in the late 19th century due to overhunting and habitat loss. It was brownish-black in color and had reddish-orange fur on its underparts. It was similar to the brown bear in behavior and diet, but had a shorter muzzle and claws. Himalayan brown bear. The Himalayan brown bear, or Ursus arctos isabelinus, is a subspecies of the brown bear that lives in the western Himalayas. It is the largest mammal in the region, males reaching up to 2.2 meters, 7 feet 3 in, long, while females are a little smaller. It is reddish-brown to sandy in color and has a white or yellowish patch on its chest. It is omnivorous and hibernates in dens during the winter. It is critically endangered due to habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict. Ussuri brown bear. The Ussuri brown bear, or Ursus arctos laziotus, is a subspecies of the brown bear that lives in Eastern Asia, mainly in Russia, China, Japan and Korea. It is one of the largest brown bears, and can weigh up to 650 kilograms, 1,430 pounds. It has a dark brown or black coat, with some individuals having a white or yellowish patch on the chest. It is omnivorous and feeds on plants, nuts, berries, honey, insects, fish and large mammals. It is solitary and territorial, and can be aggressive and unpredictable. It is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict, and is listed as vulnerable by the IUCN. Syrian brown bear. The Syrian brown bear, or Ursus arctos syriacus, is a subspecies of the brown bear that lives in the Middle East and West Central Asia. It is one of the smallest and rarest bears, with a light brown or straw-colored coat and white claws. It is mainly omnivorous, feeding on plants, fruits, nuts, honey, insects and small mammals. It is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict, and is listed as endangered by the IUCN. Formosan black bear. The Formosan black bear, or Ursus tibetanus formosanus, is a subspecies of the Asiatic black bear that is endemic to Taiwan. It is the largest land animal and the only native bear in Taiwan. It has a black coat with a distinctive white or yellowish V-shaped or crescent-shaped mark on its chest, earning it the nickname of the moon bear. It is mainly omnivorous, feeding on plants, insects and small animals. It is solitary and territorial, and does not hibernate. It is considered an endangered wild animal, with only about 200 to 600 individuals left in the wild. It is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict. Gobi bear. The Gobi bear, or Ursus arctos gobiensis, is a subspecies of the brown bear that lives in the Gobi Desert of Mongolia. It is one of the rarest and most endangered bears in the world, with only about 30 to 40 individuals left in the wild. The Gobi bear has a light brown coat and a white or yellowish patch on its chest. It mainly eats roots, berries and other plants, and sometimes rodents. It is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict. Marsican brown bear. The Marsican brown bear is a critically endangered population or subspecies of the Eurasian brown bear, with a range restricted to the Parco Nazionale di Abruzzo, Lazio e Molise, and the surrounding region in Italy. It is larger than typical brown bears and has the unique habit of staying semi-conscious and wandering around during winter hibernation. 12. It has a light brown or straw-colored coat and white claws. It is mainly omnivorous, feeding on plants, fruits, nuts, honey, insects and small mammals. It is threatened by habitat loss, hunting and human-wildlife conflict, and is listed as endangered by the IUCN. 34. There are only about 50 to 60 Marsican brown bears left in the wild, and they are protected by law in Italy. And there you have it, folks, the incredible diversity of bears, from the well-known species to the lesser-known subspecies. If you enjoyed this journey into the bear world, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more wildlife content, and let us know in the comments which bear species surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, until next time and stay wild.